This one aired out. Valdez-Scantling, and he's got it. Catch is made.
What is packing with you, YouTube? Shout out to all of the subscribers out there. Shout out to all of the pack addicts, Cage TV, back with another video. And let's just get into this shit. Packers lose to the Indianapolis Colts 34-31. Very, very interesting game. As I expected in my breakdown, I had a feeling that we would lose this game to the Colts. We just can't beat these motherfuckers. But that's besides the point. You can't win games when you're turning over the ball. And in my breakdown, I did mention that, this team has been very successful at winning games by creating turnovers. I think they probably lead the league in turnovers as of now, after the 4 that they got this past Sunday from the Packers. We had the interception, the snap fumble, the kickoff return fumble, and the MVS fumble at the end of the game in overtime. So this team is very good at that. What they did to the we've seen what they did to Lamar Jackson, but I think, did they win? Yeah. The Ravens got away with a win on a BS interception, but we're not talking about that. Message to the Packer fans: can we relax on the death threats when things don't go our way in games and we lose because of a certain player didn't live up to an opportunity that was given to them in a game? Can we stop that? The death threats, you guys are not going to go out there and really do anything, so just stop the death threats. It's ridiculous. Things like this happen, and I understand we as Packer fans hold this team at a high standard of excellence, and we're going to lose some games. Some of you guys have to get out of this false reality that you're living in, that the Packers are just going to be going to the Super Bowl every year, which is not true. With that being said, let's get into this shit show that we seen this Sunday. The defense, this defense is what it is. You compare it to last year, and last year's defense was a lot better. And I think a lot of that has to be credited to having Kevin King available for all those games last year that he played in. It gave Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith opportunity and time to get after the quarterback. Shit, it gave Jair Alexander and Adrian Amos opportunities to go and sack the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably one of the big reasons of why we have been stagnant at stopping a run, or not being able to stop the run. Why we've been giving up so many plays across the middle, letting guys get off quick slants, and I think a lot of that is because we don't have Kevin King on the other side anchoring down the corner position over there. So that's one of the biggest issues I see with the defense. As far as the way Aaron Rodgers played, I think he played fairly well. I think at times he missed opportunities, especially the biggest opportunity where he could have won the game by throwing a game-winning touchdown to Robert Tonyan at the end of the game. But we had to settle for a field goal that put us into overtime because he wants to keep forcing the ball to Davante Adams. I'm like, just throwing a ball over there was like, dude, that's not even a good option to throw the ball to him over there. Robert Tonyan wide open over there in the end zone, waving his hands. And Aaron Rodgers just, I'm going to throw it to Davante Adams and see if he can make some spectacular catch that it was even an uncatchable pass, man. Maybe he was throwing it away. Who knows? Maybe the pressure was that close to him. He just felt he needed to. I don't know, man. You would think Aaron Rodgers would try to go the extra mile to just keep rolling out to try to find somebody to throw the ball to. But then again, you want to save time for a field goal, and that's what happened. I wish he would have threw it to Robert Tonyan. Then the overtime, prior to us getting in field goal range, MVS catches that 50-yard bomb. I think Aaron Rodgers just threw that up for grabs. Anybody could have caught that ball. If he really wanted to throw the ball, because he had enough room to do it, to where he could have, instead of throwing off his back foot, he could have planted his feet and threw it. I think he could have led MVS to catch the ball and let it flow right in his hands, but he kind of underthrew it, and MVS had to kind of come back and, let it fall right in the bread basket. Great catch, great catch by MVS. So gave us an opportunity. I don't know why we weren't giving Aaron Jones enough touches. It seems like Jamal Adams, is starting to become the emerging back, especially in red zone opportunities. You start to see a lot more Jamal Adams out there. So I don't know what's going on with that. We're leading the game 28-14 at halftime. And, I got to give half the blame to Matt LaFleur on this situation, because usually Matt LaFleur will make a halftime adjustment to put more points on the board. And this time, all he could do was come up with 3. Now, I admit the turnovers might have effed off some opportunities for us to score on certain drives, but I just didn't see enough of Aaron Jones getting involved, especially on that screen pass to MVS in overtime. Like, usually you don't see MVS doing that kind of play. That looked like an Aaron Jones play or Jamal Williams play to me, or Devontae Adams play to me. They would have got it. I think they would have got the first down. I don't know why they would put MVS in an uncomfortable position when that's not what he does. He is a stretch to field guy. You just threw a 50-yard bomb to him. That's what he do. He catch the bombs. But y'all would have put him in a situation that he's uncomfortable and don't really get put in those situations where you got to throw a screen pass to him to get a first down. That looked like more of an Aaron Jones type of play. Throw the ball to Aaron Jones and let him scamper up to the outside of the field, cut it upfield, out of bounds, get the first down. But no, y'all give it to a guy like MVS, who's not really put in those situations to make those kind of decisions. And then you wind up understanding why he fumbled the ball. And then just, you start looking at, the other teams around the league, especially, the NFC. You're looking at the Saints, who possibly got an easy way out for the remainder of the season with the teams they have to play against. You really don't need Drew Brees. You still have the Buccaneers. If the Saints win out, they technically will win the NFC South Division. They beat the Buccaneers twice. The only thing that's standing in front of the Saints of winning the rest of these games out is Taysom Hill without Drew Brees. You're looking at, of course, Tampa Bay. You don't know if the offense is going to click. You don't know if the defense is going to let you down from week to week. Remember, they got blew out by the Saints. They only put up 3 points, and the defense gave up a shitload of points. You look at the Seattle Shithawks. Either Russell Wilson is going to cook or Russell Wilson is going to throw interceptions and turn the ball over. Same thing with the Arizona Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? Kyler Murray either is going to play good or he's going to play slow. Kyler Murray, if you could get him to play slow, you could possibly win the game, and you don't know if Buda Baker is going to be going to make game-changing plays to help the team win games, because this season Patrick Peterson has been getting cooked. What other teams in the NFC? You look at the Rams. You know what I'm saying? They have a big game tonight against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically a game where you're just looking at NFC seeding, because, you know, you got those 3 teams in the NFC West that are all 6-3 and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at the NFC North division, our division, and you have two potential teams down at the lower half of our division that have a chance to get into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? With the remainder of these games, this is playoff hunt time now. And you know, I think the Packers, you know, kind of took a step back by losing this game, because if they would have won this game, they would have been 8-2. They would have been the team to chase in the NFC conference. We would have been, you know, the top team in the NFC conference right now. The Saints is holding that down. Especially when you searching for a first round bye. And like I said, man, you know, the Packers just they gotta get the road game shit together, man. They really do. And then you look at the next 4 games that the Packers have to play. I mean, you're looking at the Chicago Bears on Sunday night, and then you have the Eagles. You know, it's a home game against the Bears. Then you at home again for the following week against the Eagles, and then you have to play against the Carolina Panthers, who might have Christian McCaffrey back, and then you have to play against the Lions. And you know, we always have crazy games against the Lions where it always comes down to the second half of the game. And then the Bears, who knows who's going to be quarterback? You know, is it going to be Nick Foles or Mitch Trubisky? Mitch Trubisky, I guess he's improving with his shoulder injury. And then, you know, Nick Foles is dealing with a hip injury. Will he play? You have to worry about that defense. Can Matt LaFleur overcome what he had to endure against the Indianapolis Colts? Can he bounce back at home on Sunday Night Football to overcome the Bears defense? You know, I think we can, because of the opportunities that the Bears offense allow the other team's offense to have so many possessions. That'll wear your defense down if your offense can't produce any points. But then again, you look at this Packers defense and you start thinking anything is possible. Especially when you think about the Eagles that got to come into town, who are really playing with nothing to lose. They get Jordan Howard back. How will Carson Wentz play against this Packers defense? You know what I'm saying? And will the Packers offense be ready to work, be ready to rock and roll? You know what I mean? So it's a whole lot of, you know, mental scenarios that, you know, one can play in their mind over and over again. And you look down on paper and you look at these next 4 teams and you just like, technically the Packers should win these games. But then again, you start thinking about, you know, from a logical perspective of how each game can be played based on how you see your team lose to the Indianapolis Colts, and you start looking at like, wow, you know, this team is not looking how it looked out the opening gate of the season. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the Packers really have to hunker down these next 4 games leading up to the Tennessee Titans. So, and I say these next 4 games because it's going to get real tight. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you want to get a home playoff game. And right now, to me, if you look at it on paper, technically the Packers hold court to having a home playoff game. But then you start looking at the Saints' remaining games, and you're like, Sean Payton, a good play caller. They could either bring in Taysom Hill or Jameson Winston to help them win games. You know, Taysom Hill could possibly lose you games based on him not being, he got so many tricks up his sleeve as a player. You know, he's a jack of all trades, and he might not be a good quarterback that day, but he could probably be a good running quarterback that day. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the nature of how the offense is being called over there with Sean Payton. But right now, I think it's, besides the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks are still going to be an up and down team. You know, they got it kind of easy too. The last few remaining games of the season, it's kind of in their favor. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Packers can, push through, man, because these next 4 games, you look at it and you can just be like, look, we should wrap up. We should be able to wrap this up. But then again, man, you never know. Teddy Bridgewater might be healthy enough with Christian McCaffrey. That's going to be a whole different dynamic right there that we're going to have to face. Because I think with both of them healthy, it might give the Packers some problems on defense. You know what I'm saying? We might have to be put in a shootout against Teddy Bridgewater and Carolina Panthers. You know, they're no slouch either. You know what I'm saying? That game might be a game that could potentially hurt us into having a home playoff game. So you never know, man. It's a lot of things that have to be thought about, man, when you start looking at the rest of the season, especially playing well enough to win a game but still lose it after having those mistakes happen throughout a game like that. You still had a chance to potentially come out and win it, and we get the ball in overtime and we drive downfield, potentially getting ready to win the game, and boom, flat tire. MVS, I guess Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers and MVS might have thought that he had the hot hand, and then all of a sudden, hot potato, you know what I'm saying? The ball pops right out, and it's the game is over, man. It's over. So the Packers have a huge chance in the division rivalry game against the Chicago Bears to take, more of an advantage of the division and, kind of start planting that flag in the NFC conference, that we ready to have a home game and a bye going into the playoffs. So hopefully we could accomplish that. I think we need to turn up the focus meter a little bit on this team, because this defense, man, it can potentially hurt us, man. This defense can potentially hurt us, man. So hopefully Kevin King could come back in the right time, man, to help anchor that side of the field down so we can start seeing the Smith brothers do their sack dances again, because I kind of miss them, man. I was real big against it, but, I kind of miss it. So with that being said, man, go Pack Go, and I am out.